Good evening, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Anwar Ibrahim hit out at the opposition today after they brought up the addendum issue while questioning about capital outflow and investor confidence in the country. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has accused the opposition of having no respect for the law after the latter brought up the royal addendum issue involving former Premier Najib Abdul Razak. This came after the opposition leader Hamzah Zainuddin criticized his response to Wan Faisal Ulama Council when asked to explain whether the issue, among others, had caused a drop in investments and investor confidence in the country.
Mana kalau jatuh satu soal, tapi meningkat. Ini yang saya bangkitkan. Bukan masalah tak mau dengar, saya dengar. Tapi kita tahu juga bahawa addendum inilah menyebabkan keyakinan. Saya tak faham. Maksud dia apa? Tak jawab addendum. Saya dah bagi tahu saya nak jawab macam mana ke mahkamah. Saya boleh jawab. Saya dah bagi jaminan di parlimen. Selesai ke mahkamah saya jawab. Saya nak tengok Ketua Mahkamah hadir atau tidak. Yes. Apa nak lagi pada mana? Ya. Kamu boleh jeritlah banyak mana pun. Saya tahu fakta dia. Ya. Tapi nak suruh singgung kedudukan raja, saya tak boleh. Ya. Dan saya dalam hal ini boleh cek. Saya memang hubungi raja-raja. Ya. Oh, apa kamu jawab nah? Jadi tanya Sultan Kelantan. Melaka tak ada sultan, yang cakap banyak. 72. Baik. Jadi saya nak bangkitkan, saya dah sebut di sini. Kalau diizinkan, ya, selepas kes mahkamah, saya dah janji di sini, saya harus jelaskan. Tapi saya tidak boleh sekarang kerana kes itu di mahkamah. Tapi pembangkang dia tak peduli. Subjudi dia tak peduli. Kerana dia anggap dia above the law. Saya mesti bagi contoh. Ya, itu satu tentang addendum.
PAS has condemned the proposal to have a non-Muslim affairs minister. The party's Ulama Council said the suggestion was irrational. PAS has disagreed with an MP's proposal to have a minister in charge of non-Muslim affairs. In a statement, the PAS Ulama Council condemned the proposal, calling it an ill-conceived and irrational suggestion. Its chief Ahmad Yahya argued that the proposal reflects the flawed understanding of constitutional principles among DAP leaders, asserting that it undermines the rightful position of Islam in Malaysia. He said it appears to be a deliberate attempt to equate Islam with other religions in Malaysia. He stressed that Islam is the official religion of the Federation, while the practice of other religions is allowed within constitutional boundaries. Meanwhile, PAS Youth Deputy Chief Hafiz Sabri said the suggestion doesn't take into account the harmonious reality that Malaysians have been living in a respectful environment without the need for additional administrative structures, which is divisive. He said Malaysia has been practicing an integration approach through unity where all religions and races are celebrated within the existing inclusive and comprehensive framework. He said the establishment of a new ministry risks causing misunderstandings and tensions between the Muslim and non-Muslim communities. Yesterday, Raup MP Chow Yu Hui had proposed that the religious affairs portfolio under the Prime Minister's department be divided between Islam and all other religions. Still on the topic, a PKR MP has called PAS hypocrites for opposing the idea. They pointed out that PAS didn't bring the issue up when they were part of the Selangor government and a similar portfolio was formed. PKR MP Sim Zazin has hit out at PAS for criticizing an MP's suggestion for the government to appoint a minister to be in charge of non-Muslim affairs. In a post on X, he pointed out that in 2009, when PAS was part of the then Pakatan Rakyat-led Selangor government, they had established the state-level Special Committee for Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism, and Taoism. He said Selangor even had a state executive councillor in charge of the committee. He added that PAS was part of the Selangor administration then, and the non-Muslim religious portfolio was not an issue then. Sim questioned why is it an issue for the party now. He said when PAS does it, it's alright, but others cannot do the same and asked if this is hypocrisy. PAS was part of the Pakatan Rakyat coalition back then, together with PKR and DAP. Yesterday, Raup MP Chow Yu Hui proposed that the religious affairs portfolio under the Prime Minister's department be divided between Islam and all other religions. Chow justified the call by pointing out that various state governments have elected representatives appointed to be in charge of non-Muslim affairs. Azam Baki has assured that the investigation into the Sabah scandal will be completed as soon as possible. This was what he said about the probe. MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki has stated that the biggest challenge in investigating the alleged Sabah corruption scandal is a lack of sufficient information. He stressed that the investigation will be completed as soon as possible. Azam told Asra Wani that there is no political interference in the case and difficulties in the probe was due to a lack of information. He said the person said to be the whistleblower is still unwilling to share the videos with the MACC, so the information the agency has is too little, which makes it difficult for MACC to conduct a thorough investigation. He added that all they can do for now is record explanations from both sides. Azam said that for him, it is not fair to blame the Sabah government and claim that they did not follow the law. In response to fresh allegations that there was an offer to settle the matter, Azam assured that it was being investigated. He also stressed the need for a substantial pool of witnesses to build a strong case. Since November, Malaysia Kini has published more than 8 videos and a flood of WhatsApp screenshots from the whistleblower related to the case. Hajiji has dismissed the allegations as an attempt to tarnish his administration. The Home Ministry has backed the police in denying claims that there were arrests after a group handed over a memorandum at the ministry yesterday. The Home Ministry has denied that there were any arrests against the group that handed over a memorandum at its headquarters on Monday. This came after Swaram Executive Director Sevan Dorasamy claimed the police had briefly arrested him. In a statement last night, the Home Ministry said that the participants in the memorandum handover were merely summoned to give their statement to the police following a routine security procedure report in line with the Protected Areas and Protected Places Act 1959. It added the police report is part of standard operating procedures whenever there are any incidents that do not follow procedures set by security for entering the Satya Prakasa complex. The ministry also pointed out that the police have also explained this in their press release, where several participants have been summoned to give statements in relation to the reports and no arrests have been made. On Monday, Sevan and Swaram Program Manager Azura Nasron accompanied family members of 32 detainees who are held under SOSMA that wanted to meet Home Ministry representatives, apparently without a pass. Swaram claimed officers from the Putrajaya District Police Headquarters later came to its office in the afternoon. Meanwhile, Lim Guan Eng has urged the government to review draconian and oppressive provisions of SOSMA. DAP Chairperson Lim Guan Eng has called for the government to review the Security Offences Special Measures Act 2012 or SOSMA this year to remove oppressive and draconian provisions. This is to showcase the government's commitment to institutional reforms aligned with fundamental human rights and rule of law. In a statement today, he reminded Pakatan Harapan leaders of their opposition to the law in the past and their promise to address it. He pointed out that apart from Section 4(5) of SOSMA, which permits the detention period of up to 28 days for investigation without any access to courts, Section 6, 13, 14 and 30 are also problematic due to its draconian nature. Lim said that Home Minister Saifuddin Nasution Ismail had promised in December 2022 that SOSMA could be reviewed and amended in the future. He added that in a historic victory in Parliament in March 2022, then opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim had successfully led Harapan to reject the extension of Section 4(5) of SOSMA for another 5 years. It should be noted that while Harapan did manage to block the provision extension in March 2022, the then government eventually succeeded in getting it approved in July of the same year. Back to the Sabah scandal, Sabah Bersatu's Deputy Chief also commented on the issue and called on the government to take action. Sabah Bersatu said that the recent scandal in Sabah could have an impact on next year's Corruption Perceptions Index. In a statement yesterday, the party's State Deputy Chief Afan Jumahat said Malaysia's ranking in the 2024 remained unchanged at the 57th spot out of 180 countries. However, he said the alleged scandal, which is the biggest corruption scandal in Sabah, could change this. He pointed out 4 months have passed since allegations of corruption related to mineral exploration licenses were first exposed. He said the government, led by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, has failed to make firm political or legal action even after 4 months. He added that its reluctance to bring the implicated assembly persons to court not only sends the wrong message to the public, but also proves that Anwar's commitment to fighting corruption has been nothing more than an illusion. Yesterday, TIM revealed that Malaysia's ranking in the CPI 2024 has remained stagnant at the 57th spot out of 180 countries after it again scored 50 points. TIM believed that the score was due to several factors, including revised jail sentences and fines on high-profile cases, and the high number of discharges not amounting to acquittals for high-profile cases. Meanwhile, the MACC announced on January 25th that it has completed 2 investigations related to the Sabah scandal. Sabah Chief Minister Haji Noor had previously denied the corruption allegations, saying it was an attempt to tarnish his administration. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.